News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Nathan Hager.
And I'm Karen Moscow.
Karen, we begin with the latest developments in the Middle East. A senior administration official says U.S. negotiators have had positive discussions with regional leaders in Qatar, and technical talks with Iran are moving ahead. We get more from Bloomberg Middle East correspondent Abir Abu Omar.
What we've heard from our own sources is that the meeting between Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff, those are President Trump's two top negotiators with the Iranian side in Qatar, had went positively. We don't have a lot of details yet. What we have from the American side was that some concessions were reached. What we have from the Iranian side through the top negotiator in Iran and the Speaker of the Parliament there, Ghalibaf, he said that $12 billion in frozen assets are in the process of being released. We don't have American confirmation of that. And then he said that the oil sanctions on Iran have been lifted. We also don't have confirmation on that.
Bloomberg's Abir Abu Omar reports the indirect talks will continue today. Meanwhile, Iranian state television is reporting a foreign container vessel ran aground in the Strait of Hormuz today. The report says the ship did not follow Iran's approved route through the waterway, and shippers need to follow the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps' instructions in the strait.
Now let's get to domestic politics, Nathan. Colorado held its midterm primary elections last night, and in several key races, progressive insurgents took down establishment incumbents in the Mile High State. In the 1st District, 29-year-old Democratic Socialist Melat Kiros unseated nearly 30-year Congresswoman Diane DeGette, 51 to 42%.
Denver voters of all ages, of all races, of all religions sense a clear message. We will not wait.
That was Melat Kiros in her victory speech last night. She'll face Republican Christy Peterson in November. She ran unopposed.
Well, it was a bit of a different story in Colorado's Senate primary, Karen. Incumbent John Hickenlooper held off a challenge from self-described insurgent progressive Julie Gonzalez, 55 to 45%. Hickenlooper will face unopposed Republican Mark Baisley in the general election. But in the closely watched 8th District, the more progressive Democrat in that race, Manny Rutinel, beat Shannon Byrd in a landslide, 61.5 to 34%. Rutinel will now try to unseat Republican Gabe Evans in a district that has changed hands since it was created 5 years ago.
And in Colorado's Democratic governor's race, Nathan, State Attorney General Phil Weiser defeated Senator Michael Bennet 56 to 44%.
And Colorado, in the face of a lawless, bullying Trump administration, trying to intimidate us, rip away our rights and freedoms, you made it clear that we need a leader who will fight back, never bend the knee.
Phil Weiser will face the winner of the Republican primary to replace term-limited Governor Jared Polis. The race is still too close to call, with 88% of votes counted. State Senator Barb Kirkmeyer has 40%, and pastor and Marine Corps veteran Victor Marks is at 39.6%.
In Washington, Karen, House Speaker Mike Johnson's latest attempt to advance the Save America Act has failed. That's caused a delay for a must-pass defense bill. Bloomberg's Amy Morris reports from the nation's capital.
13 Republicans voted against the measure that would have set rules for debate, with GOP hardliners arguing it would make it too easy for the Senate to remove provisions of the Save America Act. Senate leaders have said they can't pass it as a standalone measure, so Johnson moved to attach it to the must-pass defense bill, but that failed. Now Republicans are weighing their options, including amending the defense bill with provisions from the elections bill, or using a fast-track process to bypass the filibuster. In Washington, Amy Morris, Bloomberg Radio.
All right, Amy, thank you. Let's turn now to the Supreme Court. The justices used the final day of their term to reject a central plank of President Trump's immigration agenda, finding that his executive order to limit birthright citizenship to children with at least one U.S. citizen parent does not square with the 14th Amendment. We get more from Bloomberg News senior reporter Miles Miller.
It now throws the president's immigration agenda sort of into a flurry. What is left to figure out is what happens with USCIS. Is there further litigation risk? There's a lot of questions still unanswered, but a big win for people in the immigration community who were saying that this was fundamentally going to change the way that the U.S. has operated for 150 years.
And Bloomberg's Miles Miller reports the Supreme Court's 6 conservative justices spent much of the term issuing decisions to expand presidential power, enhance gun rights, eliminate campaign finance restrictions, and blunt the Voting Rights Act. But they took a more cautious tack on President Trump's tariffs, his bid to fire Fed Governor Lisa Cook, and birthright citizenship. President Trump may try to get the Supreme Court on his side one more time. His lawyers say he may ask the High Court to reconsider its decision to turn away his appeal of E. Jean Carroll's $5 million sexual abuse lawsuit.
Well, Karen, President Trump has issued his latest annual financial disclosures, and he reported a big return on some of his businesses. Bloomberg's John Tucker is here with a look. John, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Nathan. Trump reported earning at least $1.4 billion. Yeah, that's billion with a B last year from crypto and meme coin-related businesses. Now, this disclosure is reigniting concerns that Trump is using the presidency to churn out personal profit. Critics accused him of mixing his official duties with his financial interests. The crypto haul was by far the largest source of the president's income. The disclosure lists more than 680 pages of transactions. NVIDIA, Microsoft, Netflix, and ExxonMobil among the most frequently traded stocks in his portfolio. Trump's net worth is now an estimated $7.6 billion, this according to the Bloomberg Billionaires Index. And with all that money, Trump isn't paying for his own tickets. The disclosures show he received about $120,000 in tickets to high-profile sporting events. Most recently, watched the Knicks during the NBA Finals at MSG. In New York, I'm John Tucker, Bloomberg Radio.
All right, John, thank you. The U.S. government has lifted foreign access restrictions on Anthropic's Fable 5 AI model. The move comes after Bloomberg reported that Anthropic executives held private talks with Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick about the model's safety parameters. The reversal comes 3 weeks after Washington blocked overseas access in what was its biggest intervention yet in the AI industry. And that's news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Karen Moscow.
I'm Nathan Hager, and this is Bloomberg.